I mean, the stuff that's happening in foreign aid, the stuff that's happening with Medicare and Medicaid, the stuff that's happening with Social Security, he's not looking to cut it. He's looking to find out how many dead people we're paying, how many fraudsters are receiving, how many hospitals are overcharging. So this is all pro-American, and they tried to yesterday in the House, in committee, they tried to subpoena him. If it wasn't for Ro Khanna missing the vote, they might have had you, and by the way, it would have been a fantastic broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
But they would have subpoenaed him for doing his job.
Well, they didn't just do that. They stormed into the Speaker's office yesterday because they wanted an interview or to question the Treasury Secretary. I mean, this is just radical nonsense. And they keep acting as if Elon Musk is the decision maker. He's the investigator. He just brings the material to the public, to the president, and then the president makes a decision and says, okay, cut that. That shouldn't be there. But it's a total transparent process.
Yeah, let's scroll through some of the wasteful spending of what we're giving to other countries. It's millions and millions and millions of dollars.
$7.4 million to Syrian Democratic political opponents right there.
DEI musical in Ireland, EVs for Vietnam, Egyptian tourism, $6 million. 15 million
to the Taliban.
The Taliban need condoms too. How many people can anyone afford their own condoms?
It's not
get change of $1 and go to a restroom.
We can. I mean, for the Democrats that are out there screaming, it's not like we're asking them to cut money from countries that really need it or countries that have starving children. We will continue to help other countries. We'll continue to have relationships with other countries and try to make it work where we can. But when you go to work and you work really hard, that money should stay in America.
Right.
Should it support the social agenda of the Democrats?
So here's the Democrats losing their minds.
What Elon Musk is doing is illegal. It is a coup.
Elon Musk makes unsafe cars, and now he wants to create an unsafe world. We will not shut up. We will stand up. We will speak up. That same spirit that Elon Musk has coming from South Africa. We're not going to have apartheid in America anymore.
Who the hell does Musk think he is? He has absolutely no right in shutting down USAID. We cannot allow that. We've got to take to the streets.
First and foremost, Elon Musk.
I think Trump really broke the Democratic Party. I mean, I'm noticing some of the representative, by the way, leadership in the Democratic Party that are now going full-blown AOC, but I'm seeing some complete reasonable Democrats that used to appear in our program that have completely lost their cool.
I mean, Chris Coons, when you lost Chris Coons, you lost the middle. I would say this, too. David Axelrod came out and said, you might think this is bad, but the American people don't die on this hill. The American people are not against ridiculous foreign aid spending. And what about domestic spending? We have no idea why these programs cost so much. So if you can get them more efficient, that should be fine. But instead, they don't like that his guys and his women are working on human resources. When the federal government, we got 2.3 million federal workers. They don't like the offers to quit that they got, and they don't like the fact that they're able to look at the books, especially USAID. Why is USAID protesting so much? Why did they give Joni Ernst? Why did they threaten her when she asked for receipts on what they're spending?
She said she's been working on this for a very long time, for years and years. And Josh Hawley about USAID said that their power base is being threatened now. They have used that as their personal plaything. It includes billions and billions of your money, the taxpayer dollars money. Trump is exposing this, cutting off the liberal supply chains. And the question is for us when we watch that protest, why do you not want to save money? Why do you want to fire Elon Musk for balancing the books? And you're right, all he is doing is just pulling back the curtain and saying, why are we spending on these senseless things? Chuck Schumer was out there. Some of the Democrats are embarrassed by him for this. Watch.
We are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Right there what he did.
crazy.
He
It's hard to
changed his
watch.
chance in the middle.
Yeah.
I recommend if you're going to road a protest, do not change chance. Go over that before. So this way people don't sit around and go, why is he saying that?
Maybe.
Anytime I see Maxine Waters and Chuck Schumer, I think to myself, whatever cause they have, I'm following. Just they're so inspirational.
I just don't First, when I first saw the video, I saw it on Twitter, and I thought, okay, is this AI generated? Is this a real video? And then turns out it actually is real. But this is a guy, Jewish students have been attacked on campuses. He has never showed up for a protest for them. He has never called them out.
In New York.
In New York City. He's not. But this is the moment where we finally get to see Chuck Schumer enraged.
And the reason we're showing you this, because we've been showing this over the last 2 days, is because it leads us to this. Former Representative Tim Ryan, former congressman,
Ran against J.D. Vance.
Democrat from Ohio, exactly. This is what he says. I just don't even know what to say anymore when I see this kind of stuff. Is it Saturday Night Live or real life? Does anyone really think this is the future of our country? This is the only alternative to Trump's America? It's just so depressing. He's calling out the leadership of his own party.
So I appreciate his comments. We had him on Fox and Friends. I hope he'll come back about 2 months ago. Actually, I think it was probably right after the election, and I did an interview with him, and he goes, listen, I'm calling out my party, but you got to understand, LJ, that there's extremes on both sides, and this is not the entire Democratic Party. Well, dude, now you got Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, who is ranking member on the financial services. You got all of your leadership out there screaming. I mean, I don't know how they recover from this. No one is going to vote for crazy.
Right. And the thing is, what we're trying to do is get our budget in order, because the number one expenditure, what we spend every day, is on the interest on our debt.
That's right.
So it's not even a question, because as the interest rates go up, we overspent by over $1 trillion last year. It used to be $100 billion, $200 billion. Now it's over since the pandemic. We have not stopped spending. So this is a gift to have a forensic accountant go in there, the most talented businessman we have adopted from South Africa. But they were actually saying apartheid because he's from South Africa. Are you crazy? And this is his team. And I recommend this. I love what Sean Duffy did yesterday.
Yeah.
He said, would you look at my books
Please.
and find out how we could get more tech savvy and lean out my aviation system? And he said, you got it.
How much was it, Ainsley, that was reported yesterday? $6 million for Politico? For their plus
it was $8 million.
Like, what
Our
in
government
the
is giving
world?
Politico $8 million because they're more left-leaning, and so Donald Trump is saying no more. We're not doing this. Caroline Leavitt was talking about it yesterday at the presser. But you know what's interesting? Donald Trump has said if you work for the federal government, to the 2 million people who do, you have to come back to work. If you've already moved down to Florida or you don't want to come back to work, you can quit your job, and we're going to pay you all the way through September. You know this. We've been talking about it. Well, the new numbers are 40,000 people have quit. So that's also going to save the government a lot of money, not having to pay them, not having to fill their office spaces or put a desk in their office spaces. So there's a big savings there. I'm not sure what that number will be, but we'll find out. Today's the last day to resign. If you want to read that email and just write back resign, you can quit your job and still get paid through September.
That's right.
So you can go get another job and make 2 paychecks through September.
Some of them already been doing that.
I love what they're doing. And by the way, if they're doing pro-life programs and parades in Ecuador or Peru, I'm upset on that too. I don't want you to promote any of your political agenda in other countries. So they should understand this is about getting our financial house in order, not benefiting Republicans. I actually don't think that Elon Musk is a Republican, but he's been forced to go conservative for now.
Well, the Democratic Party used to like him, and then when he supported Trump,
pushed him out.
it was all over.
Right.
All right.